Everyone says that our education system is faulty, but no one tells you what is that exact fault. Since our childhood, we were taught a lot of things except how to think, how to build perception, how to read a book, and the most important, how to implement things and become rich. In this video, I will cover a list of books that changed my perception entirely. Watch this video till the end and I will cover things that you and I miss in our school and colleges. And now before moving ahead, let me introduce myself. My name is Gaurav Mitawa, an ex-master student from Central University of Rajasthan. I dropped my university few months back to start my own startup. Now I'm building an AI automation startup. So let's talk about the first book I'm talking about. The first book is Think and Grow Rich. This is an amazing book written by Napoleon Hill. This book gives a totally different perception from what we were taught in our school and colleges. In our school and colleges, we were taught a lot of general knowledge, but we were not taught any kind of implementation. We were taught physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, or general studies, but no one taught us how to implement things to get rich. And here this book says that to get rich, the first thing you need is that you need a basic foundation of general knowledge. But on the top of that foundation, you need a set of skills. And with that set of skills and planning and execution, when you deliver exceptional values in the society, you starts becoming rich. And that's an amazing thing I loved about this book. Another most important thing this book talks about is belief system, how to build a belief system, how to build a faith system. So, somewhere this is something which has been talked by a lot of motivational speakers, but no one talks about how to build that belief system, how to build that faith. So, here this book says that if you want to build the belief system, you need to remind every single day to yourself that whatever you are trying to achieve is possible, and you need to write it. When you write things on paper, your subconscious mind takes them personally, and when it continuously think about all those things, it starts taking action on them, and that's how you manifest things. Now the second book I'm talking about is my one of favorite, and this is, I would say, a combo of all things that is required to lead a good life. This book is The Almanack of Naval Ravikant by Eric Jorgensen. This is an amazing book, phenomenal, I would say. I would highly recommend you to read this book at least once in a lifetime. This is something I found, a combination of all wisdom that is required to lead a happy life. He talks about how to build wealth, how to lead a good life, how to be happy. And the most important thing is that in today's life we are cluttered with a lot of things. So in that cluttered thing, how to manage yourself, and that is the most important skills that is required to lead a good life. This book also talks about the real meaning of education. We are told in our school and colleges that having degrees and knowledge is all about education, but he says that this is not about education. Education is all about how you behave with yourself, with your society, with your family, how you see the world around you, how you see the world around you in a positive way or in a negative way, or what perception you build around your world, how well you think, how well you manage, how well you build relationship, how you act, how you react, how you live, and how you lead your life. He says that education is measured in the outcomes of your behavior and your action. And that is something hit me very hard. Naval Ravikant says that the best level of education is when you take the charge of your mind. This book also talks about self-realization. One of the most and ultimate teaching or ultimate takeaways I took from this book is that finding yourself in the crowd and taking charge of your mind. He also talks about the specialization of knowledge. He says that most of the professors in the world are not rich. And you know why? Because they have generalized knowledge of their field. They don't know how to implement their knowledge and deliver exceptional values in the society. And this is an amazing thing, right? He says that if you want to become rich, the first thing you need is you need to master one field at that exceptional level. And when you do it, you need planning and you need execution to implement things and to deliver exceptional values in the society. And when you do it, you become rich. It's quite relative and same as we read in Think and Grow Rich. Now let's talk about the third book. The third book is Think Straight by Darius Forex. This book gives you clarity about how your mind works. And he says, the writer says that in today's world, we are cluttered with social media. Every single day, we spend hours on social media like Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. Our mind take a lot of information from these reels and shorts, but it has some capabilities to store information. But when you consume a lot of content or watch reels, this mind starts getting confused because it has some capabilities to retain information. So when it get confused, it loses its ability to take decisions. And that's how here this writer says that in today's world, think straight, think clearly, and take good decisions is one of the most required skills that makes you successful in your career. Now let's talk about the another book, that is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book is all about building a financial behavior and understanding how money works. The writer Morgan Housel says that in today's time it is so important to understand money because most of the work we do in the day, somewhere the motive is money. So you need to understand how money works, how to build wealth, and how to spend and how to grow your money. Now let's talk about the last book, that is The Hard Thing About the Hard Things, written by Ben Horowitz. He is a entrepreneur in Silicon Valley. He builds startups and he share his challenges, that what kind of challenges a person faces in his life when he was building a business. So this book is all about the people who are building any kind of businesses or startups. He share his experiences. One of the most important concept I liked about this book is wartime CEO. He says that when hard problems comes into your life, you need to become hard for those problems. So he gives a concept of wartime CEO. Basically, wartime CEO is the person who can deal any kind of problems single-handedly. So he says that when things becomes hard for yourself, you should also become hard for themselves, and that's a concept I liked most about this book. So this is all about some books that changed my perception in last 3 to 4 months. When I read these books, it was totally mind blowing. The first, the Think and Grow Rich, and another by Naval Ravikant and Think Straight are something which I found phenomenal books. So I would highly recommend to all of you to read these books at least once in a lifetime. Another most important thing I would love to share is that whenever you read a book, don't read a book from your perception. That is not a good way. Most of the people, even 99% of the people, read any book from their perception. That's why after reading a book, when someone asks them what are the takeaways, they forget. So whenever you read a book, read the perception of the author, what he is trying to make you see. So when you read a book from the perception of author, you don't need to remember anything. You will get things as the author has written in the book. So that's all for today. We'll see you in the next video. You can subscribe to this channel if you want to learn more about AI, startups, and books.